But he goes, you got to keep it fucking quiet because he was so. It was really when I really went to effect with it was when I left North Bergen. When the people were looking for me and I owed a bunch of money, I went to Cresskill, New Jersey, and I hid in Cresskill, New Jersey, and that's when I really became good with it. He goes, don't use it in your neighborhood.
Right.
Don't use it on the buses. Use it in the city. In the city, nobody looks at your face and nobody fucking gives a fuck. And I became addicted to it. Like, it became addicted to it.
Because it's like unlimited everything you want.
Unlimited everything. And then he started saying, can you get rid of traveler's checks? And those were easy because you just had to write it out. Again, 1 out of 10 people asked you for an ID in those days. You bumped into one moron that was, really believed in the law and shit.
Right.
That said, can I get an identification with that? And in touristy places, you could go nuts. You're spending $20 on a $9.99 T-shirt. They know it, you know it. You're robbing me, I'm robbing you. Give me the fucking T-shirt and shut the fuck up. You're gonna get the 20 for the fucking T-shirt from the Amex people.
Right.
It was such a fucking rampant going on. And I didn't know people until I met this guy. And I would basically talk to him on the phone from Jersey, go to Harlem, pick up weed, and I'd meet him in Lower Manhattan. And we'd meet by 59th and Broadway, and there used to be a little bar in there, and we'd talk for an hour. And he'd bring people with him that this is what they did for a fucking living. They had, how people, what's that thing that you get somebody and I sell you soap? We all sign up for that fucking company. Amway. This was Amway for fucking credit cards. This guy had 50 guys in Brooklyn and the Bronx working with credit cards. That he would refuel them with 3 or 4 credit cards every 3 days. And these guys' job was to go out and get merchandise. So I come to you and go, Vicky Pezza, you want to design a nice studio, right? You want microphones that are nice. Listen, these go for $1,000 a piece. This. You want the computer, the speakers. It's 10G retail. I come back here tonight. You give me $5,000 cash. Fuck yeah, I'll give you $5,000 cash for brand new shit in boxes with warranties. What do you give a Frenchman's fuck? Well, now you can't use the warranty with computers. Now they'll definitely catch you with the stolen merch.
Well, even the stores back when you're talking about, would they even have cameras or the capability to record 24/7?
No. No.
They're watching everything everyone does now.
The only way you could credit card fraud today is online.
Oh, yeah.
But you have, the problem with online is that you have to set up different, because I was thinking about it. I'm a fucking criminal no matter what. Some nights I smoke a joint, I think about Poseidon. Some nights I smoke a joint, I think about fucking how somebody would do this stuff, because I absolutely don't know. I would have to get somebody like Lee and a foreigner. Yeah. Those motherfuckers. I know there's Armenians in Glendale that know how to get 200 credit cards off the computer in 10 seconds and just start buying shit. And sending it to warehouses where they don't have to sign for it. They just get dropped off and pray to God. I think that's how you would do it. I don't know.
I don't know because you still got to deliver it. Right.
So all they got to do is wait for whoever signs and you arrest them.
At some point you have to go pick up this merchandise somewhere. So that's the only way I could think of doing it. But on a face-to-face no more at Sears or at... I went to the mall tonight. What's the name of the fucking dump? Anything. Any mall. Macy's?
Yeah, even Macy's. No fucking way. You use a credit card, you get away with it. They're going to find you nowadays. I think the odds are against you because that's what I feel. Because you can't buy that with fucking glasses and a funny fucking nose.
Everyone's had their, I've had my credit card stolen.
Yeah, but look where they use it and how they use it. I guarantee they used it online.
A couple times they actually do try to do it in stores still. They still do try, but I don't think anyone ever looks for them. Do you? I don't think...
Well, I think when you walk in the store, you have to see if the cameras are active. I think the only way I would use a card today is if Vicky Pezza worked at someplace, and I would go in there and she'd go, listen, the cameras are off from 10 to 11. Buy up some shit.
Inside jobs.
I grew up with a friend of mine that ended up being my first daughter's godmother, and she was a badass bitch. This bitch was a Jersey badass bitch. And she worked at Lord and Taylor and Ann David.
Yeah.
The shoe place. And her and I were goombas. I knew her boyfriend, I knew her mother, I knew her father, and her and I would sit on the porch and smoke a joint. And this is before I started doing business with her. She was telling me her scam. how when shipment comes in, you take a pair of shoes out and say they're, what's that word when clothes goes to Ross?
Damaged
correctly. Okay.
Irregular.
So when a shipment of shoes would come in, she'd get the most expensive shoes and say it broke. And she'd take a pair of, like when you went to her house, she had rooms filled of $300 shoes. She was
That's a dream come true.
She was 21 years old at the time. But everything they got that was really worth it, it was damaged. And they'd send her another box. And no, don't send it back. We don't care. Throw it away. And she would take a pair of shoes home. She had been there since high school, like as a stock clerk. And just went through the ranks. And when she got out of high school, they said, listen, be an assistant manager. 2 years in, the chick quit to go somewhere else. She took over. So beside the bank cards we were also getting cards of people who were getting hit. And you had to move the cards fast. So I would take them to her to see if they were stolen. Before I went out in the loose in the mall where she worked at, I would take the card to her first. If the card was good, first thing we had to do was buy her a pair of shoes. We'd buy her a dress, a pair of shoes from the joint. And then we'd walk through them. She'd walk me through the mall. She knew everybody at the mall that was on this. So they would say the same thing. Buy a pair, get what you want. But on the way, I'm going to ring 50 extra, and I'm going to take 50 cash from me. So everybody was getting paid. There was nobody getting upset. When the cops come, nobody knows nothing.
Right.
I don't remember what the guy looked like. He was fucking, I don't know, he was Spanish. And that's it. End the fucking story. You know, they have to send investigators after you to see uncontrolled, like they call it something, irregular business at you.
Loss prevention or something?
Yeah, because a lot of times Vicky Pezza's in on it too. Vicky Pezza will say, wait. So let's pretend you come in here once a week and buy something, but I don't sell it to you. You just ring my register and you buy whatever the fuck you want, but I keep the product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You do that once a month. After 3 months, American Express going to come in there and go, there's a lot of regular fucking activity coming out of your goddamn store. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird the shit you learn growing up in Jersey. Like, you wouldn't learn this this is the most stupid information to have in your brain, but it's great to have.
Just like scams.
But it makes me more careful. Like,
well,
it makes me more careful now. It makes me more careful with my wife. Like, I have one credit card for a computer. You want to rob that credit card? Be my fucking guest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.